What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13. Gonna give you guys your gaming news wrap up for June 18, 2015. Sony responds to Xbox One backward compatibility news. One of the biggest pieces of news out E3 this year came from Microsoft on Monday morning when the company announced Xbox One backward compatibility support for Xbox 360 titles. Now Sony executives Shuhei Yoshihara has responded to the news, calling it interesting and stating that the company has no immediate plans to offer native backward compatibility on PlayStation 4. And I quote, "The technology involved must be very challenging," Yoshihara said in an interview with Polygon. Xbox One backward compatibility is available now for Xbox Preview members and will roll out to everyone this holiday. At that time, the initial list of supported games will be expanded to hundreds of digital and physical Xbox 360 games. System-wide Xbox One features, such as DVR and streaming, will be available for all Xbox 360 games. The PS4 does offer some kind of backward compatibility by way of PlayStation Now. However, this is a paid streaming service. But could the PS4 ever offer a native backward compatibility solution? I don't think we would change our approach, Yoshihara said. The PlayStation 4 doesn't have backward compatibility. He went on to say that Sony will instead focus on building new features and services for the PS4, but Sony hasn't ruled out native backward compatibility entirely. Backward compatibility is hard, Yoshihara explained. I won't say we never do it, but it's not an easy thing to do. If it was easy, we would have done that. Fans tried to pre-order Fallout 4 with BottleCap. Now that retailers are accepting pre-order for Fallout 4, one superfan had attempted to pay for the game with BottleCap, which are the in-game currency for the post-apocalyptic RPG series. Reddit user Gator Machete Jr. explained, and I quote, "Fallout 3 was my favorite game for several years, so I made the rational choice to start saving up BottleCap. Turning out 4.5 years of undergrad and 3 years in a master program lead to a lot of drinking. In all, Gator Machete Jr. sent more than 2,000 BottleCap, weighing more than 11.2 pounds, in a box to Bethesda, and hoped that they would accept them as payment for a copy of the game." Also included in the box was a note to Bethesda PR department. You can read it in the gallery below. It's not known if the box has reached Bethesda office in Maryland yet or if the company will actually honor the request. Gator Machete Jr. said they'll keep everyone updated. Fallout 4 launches in November for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. We learned a lot more about the game this week at E3. The Division DLC Pass Collector Edition announced at E3 2015. Here's an update to it. Ubisoft-owned Uplay Store has posted a product page for the $150 Collector Edition. Check out an image of the premium bundle below. Now I'm about to talk about the original story. The Division, like so many other AAA games today, is getting a DLC pass. Ubisoft made the announcement on Friday as part of its E3 briefing in Los Angeles. The existence of the DLC pass comes as part of the announcement of 2 premium versions of The Division. The Gold Edition comes with the game, an exclusive National Guard gear set, and the Season Pass, which come with a full year of major expansion and exclusive benefit. The Division Collector Edition, meanwhile, contains everything from the Gold Edition as well as an array of exclusive memorabilia, including the Agent Watch replica. Ubisoft also announced today that all pre-orders for The Division will come with guaranteed access to the game beta, which begins first on Xbox One in December. What more, people who pre-order will receive the hazmat gear set for their character. More information about the Division beta is available here. The Division launches in March 2016. Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile Edition canceled due to quality issues. Less than 1 week before Batman Arkham Knight release, developer Rocksteady Studios had announced that the $200 Batmobile edition of the game had been canceled. The developer announced the news in its form today, saying unforeseen circumstances are to blame. We regret to inform you that we are not able to release the Batmobile Collector Edition of Batman Arkham Knight due to unforeseen circumstances that greatly compromise the quality of this extremely limited run of product, Rocksteady said in a statement. We are deeply apologetic for this unfortunate outcome. Refunds are available at the retailer where you pre-ordered. The marquee feature of the Arkham Knight Batmobile Edition was supposed to be a transforming Batmobile statue. The statue was to be developed by Triforce. Presumably, the unforeseen circumstances regarding the compromised quality are related to the Batmobile toy. Though the Batmobile Edition has been scrapped, Rocksteady said it still plans to offer the new 52 skin pack, which comes with skin of Batman, Robin, and Nightwing for free to everyone. After multiple delays, Arkham Knight is due to launch June 23rd for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. Uncharted 4 is Nathan Drake's final chapter, developer says. Earlier this week, Uncharted 4, a Thief and co-director Neil Druckmann suggested in an interview with GameSpot that the upcoming PlayStation 4 game may be the final entry in the series to star Nathan Drake. Now that seems like a sure thing, based on new comments from another Naughty Dog developer. Druckmann and Bruce Straley, our director, they have a vision for Uncharted 4. Lead designer Kurt Marganu said during GameSpot E3 2015 live stream today, and I quote, "We are fulfilling that vision and it's going to be awesome. It's Nathan Drake's final chapter, so I think fans are going to be happy." From our earlier interview, here's what Druckmann had to say on the subject of bringing an end to Nathan Drake's story. And I quote, "The first 3 games was a setup, and if we were to do one more, how would we top it all off? How would we bring Nathan Drake's journey to a close? Everything we're doing with Uncharted 4 is constructed toward that, bringing closure to a very long journey. Speculation about Uncharted 4 being the final entry in Drake's saga begins when the game's anonymous subtitle, A Thief In, was first mentioned. The game announcement trailer also showed an older, more weathered Drake, someone who might not be fit for another venture. Even if Uncharted 4 is the final entry in Drake's saga, we would be surprised if it was the last game in the series overall. After all, Uncharted is a tentpole Sony franchise. Sales have been strong with more than 21 million copies sold to date, and a movie is even in development. As for who might take over for Drake if there is to be an Uncharted 5, that remains to be seen. While Fallout 4 is set in Boston, this year's post-apocalyptic role-playing game Fallout 4 is set in Boston, but why did Bethesda Game Studio choose Beantown for its setting? During a panel presentation today at E3 2015, game director Ty Howard offered an explanation, a brief one, and I quote, "We debated for a while," Howard said, though he did not name any cities that were also in the running. As for why Bethesda ultimately chose Boston, Howard pointed out that Fallout 3 contained references to the New England city, so going there with a full game was a logical next step. He also said that Boston's mixed up history and technology, this robot dog was built in Boston, make it a good fit. We had some seed in Fallout 3, and we felt that Boston has the right mix of American history and high tech, Howard said. It's very good for Fallout. Fallout 4 lead designer Emil Palarulo, who grew up in Boston, added there a richness and a flavor to the city. He went on to say that playing the game had made him feel homesick. Fallout 4 launched in November for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. We learned a lot more about the game this week at E3. Sony won't say when Final Fantasy VII Remake exclusively ends. Sony has been core about addressing the term of its exclusivity deal with Square Enix for the Final Fantasy VII Remake on PlayStation 4. Speaking in an interview with GameSpot at E3, Jim Ryan, the chief executive of PlayStation Europe, was asked how long the exclusivity deal would last, which he would not comment on. Ryan was then asked to respond to a claim that Sony's deliberate vagueness is similar to Microsoft when the company claimed that The Rise of the Tomb Raider was an Xbox One exclusive. And I quote, "That whole thing was very ambiguous," he said. "What we're not doing is saying it's an outright exclusive, which I think is a subtle difference compared to what happened last year." During Sony's E3 2015 press conference, Sony Adam Boyd, Vice President of Developer Relations, revealed that the long-awaited remake of Final Fantasy VII is finally happening. According to Boyd, Tetsuya Nomura will be directing the remake with scenario writer Kazuki Nojima and producer Yoshinori Kate also contributing. A CG trailer showed Cloud and Barret walking through the slum of Midgar. In an interview with GameSpot, Nomura indicated that the story in the remake may deviate from the one set out in the original, suggesting the remake may be more of a reimagining. We are now in an HD port version on the PlayStation 4, and then we have the remake coming to PS4. Nomura said through a translator, "You have this extremely very pretty Final Fantasy VII edition on the same plane. We feel that if that happens, it's like why have the same exact game. We think that if a game is on a certain platform and that platform becomes obsolete, then we recommend playing the new port version," he added. During the interview, Jim Ryan also discussed Sony's fate in The Last Guardian, despite the development woe it faced, as well as the current state of the PlayStation Vita. And finally, Xbox One backward compatibility praised by GameStop. Retailer GameStop had praised Microsoft's decision to offer backward compatibility on Xbox One. Speaking with GameSpot today at E3 2015, Director of Merchandising Ed Bright said the new feature will breathe new life into Xbox 360 games. No doubt a nice thing for a company in the business of selling games. Microsoft at this E3 decided to introduce backward compatibility into their system. That's obviously something people are looking for, Bright said, and GameStop will be ready. Whether you're looking to purchase Xbox 360 games or trade yours in, we'll be there. I think it breathes whole new life into Xbox 360 games that possibly consumers may not have thought about before, he added. A huge catalog of your favorite will be available on the Xbox One. Xbox One backward compatibility should also help ease the transition for people who are on the fence about upgrading to an Xbox One, Bright explained. If you an Xbox 360 owner and you worry about transitioning up to an Xbox One, now with backward compatibility, you see more and more of your favorite titles available on the Xbox One, he said. It will actually be a boom for Xbox 360 game sales, as people are picking those up, their favorite. Maybe they traded in earlier. Maybe they were afraid to pick up because they wanted to transition to an Xbox One and were sort of on the fence and waiting. Bright added. Now it removes that on the fence feeling, that barrier to purchase. You're able to get your Xbox One and have your Xbox 360 games at the exact same time. Microsoft announced Xbox One backward compatibility on Monday morning during the company E3 briefing. Since then, we learned the initial list of supported titles and heard what Sony had to say about the announcement. Xbox One backward compatibility is available now for Xbox Preview members before it rolls out to everyone this fall. At that time, hundreds of Xbox 360 games will work natively on Xbox One. You can also write to Microsoft to tell them what games you want to see added to the lineup of supported titles. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.